I have better things to do than get insulted by a witch. I've done nothing but think about how to break the curse you put on me. How dare she? Princess! Hey, what? Princess? No, I'm gonna storm out. No, Waltz. Goodbye. I'm angry. I do not have time for this. I ignore Waltz and continue walking. Waltz reaches out and takes hold of my arm, forcing me to stop. What are you doing? I'm leaving. Leaving? You know how worried everyone's been? How worried I was? As you can see, I'm fine. I will be even better when I'm away from the Martian, so I'm leaving. 3 days. What? I haven't seen you in 3 days, and you're just gonna brush me off? I've been spending all my free time looking for you after we got separated that day. Was your own fault, Waltz. You only felt that way because you were guilty and responsible, but you don't really care, or something. That's what I imagine Lucette would say. Anyway. Did you know how bad I felt when I lost you? If something had happened to you, I would have never forgiven you myself. Well, Dolores sent you her message. Yes, but even then, all we knew was that she was with you. That didn't mean you were safe. I yanked my arm out of his grasp. I would have been perfectly safe even if Dolores wasn't with me. In fact, I would still have my old life if she had never cursed me. Princess. Oh, hey, Karma. You found her. Karma is suddenly standing before me, smiling with relief. We were worried about you, darling. It's good to see that our princess has returned. And you, Karma, you only care about us, and caring to get on our good side just so you can break your curse, at least in this timeline anyway. So really, you don't care. Nobody cares. Screw you. We have so much to catch up on. You should come inside. Well, she says she's leaving. What? But why? She says she's fine without us and can't understand why I've been worried. Well, I think Dolores has something to do with this situation. Waltz, I don't know why I got mixed up. I think Dolores has something to do with this situation. What did she say to you, Princess? Nothing she didn't need to hear. Insufferable witch. That sounds like a catfight to me. Ooh, catfight. Karma, you might want to keep your nose out of other people's business. I'm not staying here any longer. You cannot stop me from leaving. Goodbye. Good day, sir. I turn my heels and begin to walk off. A princess? Let her go. What? But outside she needs some space to think. Don't go too far though, princess. Are you daft? I said I'm not coming back. You will if you value your life, princess. Oh, that's ominous. I cannot quell the irritation stirring in this pit of my stomach. I turn on my heels and walk off. It's so peaceful here at night. The sound of approaching footsteps makes me stop. Standing out here alone in a darkened plaza does not bode well. Well, this is an horrible idea. And everyone's mad and no one's happy. I quickly slide into the alleyway and stand my back to the wall, hoping the shadow will keep me from sight. Why are you following me? Who are you? That voice from the other night. You noticed. Sir Alcaster? Don't think I'm a useless boy like the idiot. Of course I noticed. I would take care of remembering that me and the boy are nothing alike. I think I recognize this silhouette. Don't think you can fool me, Varg. Yeah, okay. Varg? Who's that? I have no idea, at least in this timeline anyway. I have to know. I move silently, sticking my head out at an angle so I can see the man standing before Alcaster. The plaza is empty except for 2 people. Sir Alcaster is looking at a man that wears an elaborate mask. I notice he also carries an odd-looking cane. That must be Varg, but who is he, and how does Sir Alcaster know him? I've never seen anyone like him in the past before. What would I want to fool you for? Then explain why you're out here when you haven't been ordered to come to the plaza. Tell me. You wanted the princess kept safe, didn't you? Do not be flippant. You know we serve mythos in this. What? What does Sir Mythos want? Is the princess not in the house? Would I be out here if she was? Yeah. Do not be smart with me. Would he slap him or something? Or punched him, not slap, but punched him. So Sir Alcaster just punched him like it was nothing. How is he still standing? That blow should have knocked him to the ground. Answer me clearly. Has she left the house? Sir Alcaster's voice is eerily calm and level, despite the fact that his body is still tense. Okay, maybe I read that angry, but like he's more like calm, I guess. Yes. You will find her before dawn. I will not repeat myself. Answer me. Yes, I will find her. Good. I watch as Sir Alcaster walks away, leaving Varg to stand alone in the dark plaza. I can barely breathe as I stand watching him, waiting for some kind of movement. It looks like Sir Alcaster's ordered him to keep me safe. I mean, I guess just not knowing the context is not too bad, but we know why. But I do not know of this arrangement. I will not trust him. The sound of shattered glass echoes across the plaza. Varg immediately rushes off to investigate, moving away from my hiding spot. I feel myself instinctively follow after him, despite my mind's logical protests. Hush! Laura places her hand over my mouth to muffle my voice. We both watch Varg until he disappears, and there's nothing but silence for company. Now, what was that glass? Was it like, I guess, Delora? She's doing like stealth tactics, Throw a bottle in the opposite direction to make the bodyguard, investigate the noise, and then they're like, what was that noise? Must be the wind or something. Then only then does Laura move her hand away from my mouth. That man. Did you catch his name? What? His name? Sir Alcaster called him Varg. Varg. Who is he? Judging by the mask and cane, he probably works for the witches. At least that's what Parfait and I think. It looks like he's working for Sir Alcaster too. We look up and notice Karma walks running toward us. Here comes the cavalry. Late as expected. Waltz looks winded, but that does not stop him from glaring at me. No, ever. Do that ever again. And what is happening here? You two look awfully suspicious hiding out in the alleyway. None of your business. I'm surprised when Delora takes my arm and pulls me away from Waltz and Karma. Where are you going? Mysteries are afoot, kid. And we're not going to solve any of them by waiting around the Martian for Parfait to return from her business. Where are you taking the princess and why? That's a good question. Delora, we all decided the Martian is the safest place the princess can be. Well, technically the princess is safest wherever either Parfait and Or can keep an eye on her, and now we have an excuse for the princess to be somewhere else. She speaks as if I'm a child to be babysat. I've got some questions that need answering, and I'm gonna need the princess to get them solved. Besides, she's directly involved in some mess and she wants answers too. Something seems off about this whole thing. Sorry to say, but your opinions on this matter are irrelevant. Let's go, Lucette. Delora? The solemn expression on Waltz's face is foreign to me. There's darkness in his eyes, a warning. I trust you. As you should. Delora nods and turns back to me. We'll be in touch. Let me know when Parfait gets back. Our trip back to the Leverton home is silent. Delora has reverted to her doll form. I hold her close to my chest. Both of us are quiet, and I'm lost in my own thoughts. I wonder what questions Laura has that could possibly help her with. Laura? Princess, We speak at the same time. Alright, you first. Or not. I'll go first then. I want to apologize. Don't look so surprised. I can admit when I'm wrong. That's a lesson you need to learn too, but that's for another day. I know you've been working to break the curse, and I know you've been putting a lot of effort into it. And I know why it will be difficult for you to accomplish 3 good deeds. I want you to know that I do want you to succeed, Princess. Well, most of the time it doesn't feel that way. I'm sorry. I would have cursed you if I didn't think you were capable of overcoming it, Lucette. I truly believe you will break your curse. We turn onto the path that leads to the Leviton home. I pause to squint at the oddly shaped shadow by the doorway. I quickly slip off the road behind the nearest obstacle. Dark? It's dark, but is that... Delora has not seen what I have. She keeps talking. More to the point, so you must break your curse. It's vital that you do as soon as possible. There's a very good reason why I slap my hand over her mouth to muffle her. Is that how it works? I mean, she's a doll. I don't know if she's speaking like telepathically or something. I've only just managed to hide her when the shadow moves. The moonlight glints off his mask for just an instant, but it is enough. It's Varg. He starts to turn in my direction. I guess we're just gonna hide. We move now, he might notice us, right? So... I freeze in place. There's no one here. Look away. Look away, please! Laura is still struggling my arms. I do my best to still her with my hands. She gets us caught. And then, as if by magic, the clouds move, obscuring the light of the moon. An inky, black, almost unnatural shadow falls over me. After a heartbeat, he turns away from me. I watch as he slips around the side of the Leviton home and disappears from sight. I run back to the plaza, but Waltz and Karma are no longer there. What do I do now? Not even a thank you. Laura pops her head out of my pocket, shaking out her hair. Oh, is that what she did? She did the cloud thing? I just move some clouds and play with some shadows to keep us hidden from the crazy masked man, but, I do that all the time. That was you. Well, it wasn't the wind. I had no idea she had such power. She can't teleport, but I guess she can, manipulate the weather? Well, hello there. Hello there. General Kenobi. I whirl around, once again keeping my hands over Delora, and hide her from sight. If it isn't the Crown Princess herself, well, okay, I guess you found us anyway. Surely good princesses shouldn't be out on their own at this time of night? But then, you're not all that good, are you? Good girls do what they're told and stay in one place. You're not one for letting people keeping you rooted in one place, are you? Do you have any idea how long I've been looking for you? Where are my manners? I haven't introduced myself. He sweeps into a deep, elegant bow. I'm Varg, Sir Outcaster's humble servant. He's told me about your issues. He's asked me to keep an eye on you, make sure you're safe. I already have a personal knight. Oh? Could have fooled me. Haven't seen him around, have you? Fritz. Looks like he's slacking off to me. Fritz is not slacking off, he's just... under the influence of an extremely potent sleeping potion and is unable to wake up. Also, he can sneak out. Oops. This is my fault. The Crown Princess shouldn't have to make excuses for her knight, don't you think? Sounds like he's pretty incapable. Varg approaches and holds out his arm. I'll escort you back. I stare at his arm but do not take it. Varg tilts his head to the side. I cannot read his expression through his mask. Really? I just mask his eyes, guys. We still see his mouth. I don't know. Don't you trust me, princess? No. I don't know you. You're like a random stranger. What were you expecting? wasn't expecting you to be honest. I thought princesses were meant to be shy and sweet all the time, you know, like Emmeline. I'm not Emmeline. So I'm learning. Varg reaches out and grabs my hand. He places it in the crook of his arm with a smug smile. Let's go. I can do nothing but follow as he forces me along. I do not appreciate being dragged. And I don't like waiting around for something that's not gonna happen. This is for your own safety, princess. He flashes an almost predatory smile at me, his teeth startlingly bright in the darkness. He says he's meant to keep me safe. I feel like he's going to devour me, and I... like, literally. He's gonna, like, you know, just put it in the pot and have us for dinner. I'm still shaking when I return to my room in the Leverton home. I've already heard Varg leave the house, but I'm not convinced the lock on the front door will keep him out. Oh, that was exciting. Are you alright? I cannot show weakness. Not now, not ever. I'm fine. I never knew there was a back door to this place. Pretty convenient for sneaking past your guard dog, isn't it? Wonder how Varg knew that door existed. Probably Sir Alcaster told him. Hey, chin up. You did well back there. I froze. I did nothing. I was useless. Well, there's nothing you could have done. He already seems to be an accomplished tracker. But nothing. If anything, this is my fault for not being able to protect you. I do not know why I'm so afraid of Varg. He works for Sir Alcaster. He wouldn't hurt me. I don't think that's true. She has that look again. Is it because of her suspicions of Sir Alcaster, or because she suspects that Varg is serving the witches? Alcaster mentioned Sir Mythos before, but I have no idea how he plays into any of this. No point of worrying about it now. We're not gonna get any answers just by staring at the wall. Might as well get some sleep. What aren't you telling me, Delora? An awful lot, Lucette. And I'm not gonna tell you anything until tomorrow morning, so go to bed. I do not think I'll be able to sleep tonight, unless... Delora? Yes? It is strange, because I thought I'd outgrown this tendency, but I used to do this all the time. Can I hold you until I fall asleep? I think I see a glimmer of a smile on Delora's face. Of course. We need our, like, little teddy bear, you know? I grab Delora and hold her against my chest. Her weight and shape are familiar and comforting. When I was in Palace, hugging my dolls made me feel like I wasn't alone. Sweet dreams, Lucette. My queen. That voice, it's familiar. Faye and the traitors approach. Lieutenant Brown grows weak. Mother, you will prevail. You are far stronger, far more beautiful. Enough. My beauty is irrelevant. The tide of war is turning. We must consider all options. But your majesty, if I must wait for my revenge, then I will. What will you do? As my queen commands. My faithful student, yeah, I assume Mythos? You will be rewarded for your loyalty. And the traitor will be damned for his betrayal. I assume the traitor is Waltz, actually, yeah. Believe in me, believe in us, believe in the me that believes in you. We will be victorious. The humans and the traitors will pay. I sit up in my bed, my heart pounding. Can't remember. The details of the dream are already fading from my mind, but the dread still hangs in my chest like a dark, heavy cloud. It must have been a nightmare. Princess! I turn and see Fritz standing in the doorway, his eyes filled with concern. I didn't mean to. I heard you and I... Are you okay? Fritz. Maybe it's the stress of what happened with Varg. Maybe it's a nightmare I just woke from. Or maybe it's the relief of seeing a familiar face. But suddenly there are tears in my eyes. A princess! Fritz. Hug. And suddenly Fritz's arms are around me, and I'm pressed close to his warm chest. I can hear his heartbeat. Do you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it? Yeah, sure. I trust you, right? I cannot remember clearly, but I believe it was a nightmare. I can remember Mother's voice, the cruel, wicked contempt of her voice. It was terrible. A sudden coldness slides over my body, making me shiver despite Fritz's best efforts. Still, he does not slip away, and his closeness once again comforts me after some time. He's so warm. Well, because normal human body temperature keeps it as at a certain temperature. I don't know what it is, because I do know biologically, anyways, it's just a random tangent, but biologically, our bodies do try to keep ourselves in a certain temperature, That's why, for example, if it's too hot, we sweat or whatever, and when we're too cold, we shiver to warm up. So it's always optimal inside anyway to keep it at an optimal temperature. It's also why when you have fevers, our body's heating up so we can kill viruses and everything, but we do end up being weak, we do get fevers. Anyway, Princess, I'm glad I could comfort you this time, even if I was never able to before. How did you know I had nightmares? It was on my night patrols. Sometimes I would pass by your door and hear you. You never said anything. Fritz runs his hand through my hair, his touch gentle and comforting. It was never my business, personal night or not. I figured if you ever needed to tell anyone, I'd be there for you. I only know time is passing because of the shifting shadows in my room. And too soon the room brightens with the dawn of a new day. I feel safe. I've forgotten that Laura was with me, but now she squirms subtly in my grasp, a small flutter of motion that does not even catches Fritz's eyes. When Fritz moves away, I quickly hide the Laura behind me. Why are you smiling at me like that? Well, it's just nice to know that some things don't change. What? Oh, Princess? You didn't have any tea I served yesterday, did you? Tea that we slipped the potion into. Now that she's brought it up, I have no idea what to say. I manage a weak shrug of my shoulders and shake my head, telling him that I did not. Well, we should really try it sometime. I haven't slept so well in a long time. I feel remarkably refreshed. I feel Dolores shaking behind me, and I can tell that she's trying not to laugh. I pinch her arm. Sure. He lets go of me and stands up. Speaking of tea, it's actually time for breakfast, but we'll pass on the tea today. Did I ever tell you about the best bakery in Angel? No, I think you told me about the best baker. Oh, but Princess, they're two different things. There are all kinds of shops in the town plaza. Two different things. The baker makes the best croissants, but the bakery, well, I'll show you. But first, I'll let you get changed. Hey, Princess. Fritz might be fine, but his father's clearly not. Be careful today. Are you not coming with us? I'm going to stay here and see what I can dig up when no one else is looking. Lucette. I've never heard her say my name so seriously before. I mean it. Be careful and stay safe. If Vark shows up when we're not here, you too, Delora. Be careful. Much to my surprise, she sinks into a polite curtsy. As the princess commands. A week has passed and my days have been uneventful. We ate a lot of croissants. I spend most of my time with Fritz, who shows me around, and Jill every day that he's able to. Most of the time, I actively try to keep him out of the Leverton home so that Laura can continue her investigation. Apparently, this is the only way she will let me help. At least she promised she'd tell me everything tonight. Well, this is a little hard to explain, but Allcaster's hiding something. Maybe Fritz doesn't know how to cook? Yeah, I guess, again, I make the comparison with Archer. But you know, maybe the only difference they have is that he doesn't know how to cook. That's the biggest difference. I don't know. Delora, I already know that. You didn't let me finish. When I say something, I mean everything. There are no clues here. Wait, before you throw that pillow at me, I really gotta tell you something. I know how Varg knew he left to go back to the Martian. Somebody put wards on this house, and somebody is alerted whenever somebody crosses the threshold in and out of this place. Is that person a witch? Could be a fairy, but considering the circumstances, I'll put my money on the witch. Do you think Varg put up these wards? And also, yeah, interesting that we keep mentioning like fairies, but the only fairy we ever seen was her fae. You know, it doesn't seem like there's any other fairies. I don't know. He's working for the witches, but I don't think he has the ability to put up these wards. The wards are nothing like I've ever seen. They're like fine silk strands all around the house. Like a cobweb. Right, but you know what else I found? The web is not as strong around the back door the dark Varg took us through. That means we have a way out. A way out that will allow us to leave without Varg being notified. I don't think he will appear unless the witch who put the webs around this house finds out I'm gone. How do we know the witch won't be alerted if we use that door? Only one way to find out. Okay, we go out. I lean against the wall of the alleyway, where I agree to meet with Delora and catch my breath. I can't believe that worked. She had sent me out first, promising she would catch up with me once she made sure the witch wasn't going to come to the Leverton household when I left. Fritz said that he was all tired from Fritz said that he was tired from all the training he had done earlier in the day and retired to bed early. That worked in our favor and made it easier for us to leave the home. She's taking longer than I thought she would. Has she been found out? I step away from the wall when I hear footsteps. Delora? What have I told you about wandering off? Well, it didn't work. Again, the little wards, assumedly tipped off whenever we left, except the back door, but I guess it didn't work. Suddenly, Varg is standing before me with a snide smile on his face. Yeah, what did he know? Delora said he couldn't be a witch that put up the wards. Nani? Impossible! How did this happen? Goodbye. Almost unconsciously, I take a step back from Varg. My back hits the wall behind me. Are you afraid of me, princess? I see you're a smart, sheltered princess, aren't you? You should be afraid of me. Poor, little, ignorant princess. If only you knew what was in store for you. Now is no time to be a coward. Why don't you tell me then? Varg throws his head back and laughs. You're always a surprise, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you if you ask. Very nicely. Varg moves forward so close I can nearly feel his breath on my neck. What's he doing? He's far too close. I like that look on your face, princess. It suits you perfectly. Come on, I'm waiting, princess. Or do I overwhelm you? You have no right to tell me what to do. Varg slams his hand against the wall, effectively caging me. It's the old, what do you call it? There's an effect for this, slamming your hand against the wall and then confessing your love. I think that was in an anime. He leans down toward me, his smile predatory, but I do not flinch away. And here I thought you were just a scared little girl. Do you have a backbone after all? You're interesting, princess, and a lot more fun than I thought you'd be. As thanks for the entertainment, I'll share a little something with you. Oh, Castor doesn't want you safe because he's a good man. The type of man he is doesn't have a heart. That man won't do anything that won't benefit him in the future. What do you mean? Let's just say your safety is a requirement for something he wants from someone. Who? Wait, is that someone Sir Mythos? Varg's eerie smile stretches further across his face. Oh, So you can think for yourself. Man, he's so smug. What does Sir Mithros want? A lot of things. Ask me again when you can be more specific. Now, why don't you enlighten me? What's a good girl like you doing out at this time of night? I needed some air. Is that so? Well, I'm sure you had quite enough, so... Varg pulls back from me the moment the footsteps sound. He swivels on the spot, his body tense. I speak a little, invading our personal space and not being very nice about this. I feel a hand on my shoulder and realize blatantly that it's not Varg's. I am pulled away from his grasp. What? Quickly! What? Varg is cut off as he defends himself when a sword suddenly strikes in his direction. I would keep your eyes on me, scoundrel, unless you do not fear being skewered. That man, he was the one who was with Walt when I was chased down the street. Well, it's Claude, right? I guess we don't know that exactly at the moment in this timeline. His features are familiar. Is that Karma? Come on, Lucette. But we need to get you back to the Martian. You're not going anywhere, Princess. Try as you might, you're not getting through me. I have to fight you, clowns. Don't make me laugh. I see Varg lift his cane, but Waltz pulls me around the corner before I can see what happens next. We're gonna have a duel, a good old sword duel. Explosions? What? I thought they were gonna fight with swords, but the explosions out of nowhere. What just happened? Did Varg... I turn around to check, but Waltz keeps pulling me forward. I've barely even stepped in the Martian before Delora pulls me into a hug. Oh, thank goodness you're safe. Delora, Karma's still... Waltz pauses in surprise, and intense light erupts in the middle of the Martian. That was a big light. For a few moments, I'm struck blind. Yeah, it's too bright. Stop it. Turn down the lights. Okay. As the lights begin to fade away, I see Parfait. Her expression is grim as she holds on to the man who helped us earlier. Waltz, please get Rumpo right away. Alright, Lady Parfait. I assume Karma got injured, yeah. Together, we carefully set him down on the sofa. Now that I can see the injured man more closely, I come to the conclusion that I was right earlier. Karma? Yes, he's badly injured. Oh no. A Parfait? What are you doing using a teleportation spell? You know what it does to your body. Okay, that's what she did, I guess. Yeah, teleportation. See? She's a high-level fairy, I guess. It was his cane. It was enchanted, I didn't think. Okay, so he cheated. I was thinking, maybe Varg, might be a good swordsman, because remember, he was fighting, Laura, right, before, and he was, dodging everything, so maybe he was, a powerful swordsman as well, seeing, who's the better swordsman and everything, but no, he just cheated. He probably just used the magic cane somehow, and just, explosion somehow, I don't know. Her face shifts on her feet before losing her balance and stumbling backwards. Laura catches her before she can fall. I didn't have a choice. He would have killed him otherwise. I was right then. I should have gone. What's all the noise? Distant Rumpo sees Karma, and his puzzled expression sharpens to something more serious. Rumpo strides forward with a confidence I did not expect. I need hot water, and the bag Anise keeps in the kitchen. I'll grab it for you. Who is this man, and what's he doing, Rumpo? He turned to a doctor. Well, Rumpo recovered one of his journal entries the other day. He's remembered that he's a doctor. That doesn't really explain why his entire demeanor has changed, but I suppose that's not important right now. Well, we learned in the other timeline, he takes his job very seriously. Anyway, I'm so glad you're safe, Princess. I've never seen Parfait look this tired. Parfait, are you hurt? Oh, don't worry about me, Princess. I'll be fine. Look, any of us are going to believe that. I have so many questions for the two of them, I have no idea where to start. My brain feels like a scrambled board full of puzzle pieces that won't fit together. Oh, don't fuss. I really am fine. What's going on? Delora, why don't you get the princess something to drink? I'll come and join you shortly. Delora sets a mug down in front of me before taking a seat beside me. Chocolate hot and sweet. I raided the pantry for you. It smells exactly like something I'd have in the palace. I did not know there was chocolate here. Bunny thinks she can hide it from us, but she can't. Will Karma be alright? Rumple is apparently a renowned doctor. Karma will be fine. I do not know how this happened. It was just meant to be a simple test, and now Karma and Parfait are hurt because of Varg. They shouldn't have come. They did not have to come for me. But they came because they were worried about you. Why do these people care so much about me? What do they really want? They would not have been hurt if they did not come. I went to meet you, but when I got to the plaza, you were gone. I thought there might be some magic barring me from seeing you, so I ran to the Martian and asked for everyone's help. I messed up. They were hurt because I failed. The only one to blame is Varg. Are you alright? You're limping. I'll be fine. I'm just tired. Parfait takes a seat on the opposite side of the table from Delora and I. Have you told her? No, not yet. Tell me what, is this about Alcaster? No, it's about Varg. I waited a good half hour or so at the house after you left, Lucette. No one came, so I just walked out, but... Fritz wasn't there. He wasn't in his room or anywhere in the house. What? Where would he have gone? Princess. Fritz is cursed. You know this, yes? You know what we're implying, right? Wink, wink. Or not wink. I don't know why I'm winking. I don't know why I'm winking. It's not winking. Or like, I think I am. I think, are they just gonna straight up tell us? Like what's going on with Var? Because I think I kind of know. I think I had, in the back of my mind. I didn't want to just say it because it might be a spoiler. Even if it's a guess, I don't want to spoil big things. In case I'm wrong or in case it might be actually true. I don't know. Of course you remember me. But what does his being cursed have to do with anything? Whenever you're with Fritz, Varg never stops by the house. In fact, I've never seen Varg in broad daylight. I've never seen Fritz and Varg together in the same place at once. I've been wondering why Varg is working for Alcaster. I was wondering, I guess they're just gonna straight up say it. I was thinking maybe they just leave it until the end, The big reveal, but I guess not. Then there's the fact that he wears a mask and conceals his identity. I feel like it's kind of obvious, Their silhouette is kind of similar. They have different hair, but the skin is the same. And I believe his eyes. Actually, I can't remember. I remember Fritz's eyes are golden yellow, right? But what's the eye color for Varg? Actually, I don't remember. I assume it's the same eye color. If that's the case, again, kind of obvious. Let's see. The linking Varg and Fritz together, that's not possible. Whatever you're thinking, it's ridiculous. So, is an entire kingdom forgetting they have a crown princess? Magic works in strange and mysterious ways. But Fritz would never. It's only a theory, but it's more possible that Fritz and Varg are the same person. Ah! Two personalities sharing one body. Split personality, that's what it is! No. I stand and ball my fingers in a tight fist. You're wrong. I turn to walk away. Where are you going? Princess, we're not done talking to you. Laura, give her time. Can't be. It's impossible. I do not go too far. I just want to give myself enough space to think. Fritz and Varg are the same? And I mean, yeah, okay, so retroactively, this explains a lot. Because every time Fritz disappears, it's because Varg probably is in control. In fact, maybe his curse is the fact that Varg takes over his body entirely and Fritz is just never, never exists ever again. If that's the case, I guess Fritz still dies in a metaphysical sense. Yeah, I mean, he dies directly in Karma's Ra, but again, I'm thinking I don't know, we don't know his curse exactly, but I'm thinking, because we never see him ever again, I'm thinking, he kind of dies, sort of. He doesn't die physically, but he dies mentally, It's not possible. Why would Dolores say that? Princess. Oh, Mythos, why are you here? What? Suddenly, Mythos. Sir Mythos? Where did he come from? And how does he know who I am? Did Alcaster tell him? And Sir Mythos believed him? Let's just say your safety is a requirement. You know, I wish I could see that in color. This is not in color. Again, I want to see his eyes if this is the same. You know, I was wondering maybe his eyes change. He has these earrings too. Does Fritz have those earrings as well? I can't remember. Maybe so. I don't know. Just more hints that, I mean, if it is, you know, the same eye color, you know, same, you know, skin color, same earrings, you know, it might be like all one big clue. That's the same person even before you go to this route, you know. Could it be that Sir Mythos is the someone Varg was referring to? Oh, thank goodness you're alright. How do you know where I was? I'm so sorry for my lack of foresight, Princess. None of this should have happened. I will serve you properly from now on, with complete honesty, unlike those within the Martian. You shouldn't have left the Leviton home. It is too dangerous for you. Sir Mythos has not seen me since I've been cursed. So why is he talking to me as if he knows who I am? Not only that, but he knows I left the Leviton home. So you remember that I'm the Crown Princess, Sir Mythos? I cannot lie to you, Princess. Yes, I do remember. How is that possible? I am a witch. Nanny? A witch? Father would never let a witch work in the palace. Ironic, considering, you know, her mother is a witch. I feel the cogs in my mind slowly whirling, piecing together a puzzle I cannot see in full. The only thing this man does is speak lies? I mean, yeah. I feel like he speaks in half-truths, you know? I mean, he's not lying about the fact that he's a witch, you know? He speaks truthfully sometimes, but only when it benefits him, right? Similar to how, you know, how her mother taught her, right? And everything. You should only, you know, trust people only if it benefits you. Only do things, you know, if it's to further your own goals and everything, right? The witch who sent the alarm on the Leviton home, the person Sir Alcaster wants a favor from, and the person he and Varg are working for. It's him. But you must believe me when I say I mean you no harm. I only want to protect you from the people on the Martian. Again, half-truth, you know, he's not entirely lying. He does want to protect, you know, the princess, but not to, like, for her own sake. It's so that he can, you know, summon his master, you know, from the grave and everything. Protect me. Those in the Martian have cursed you. It is unforgivable. When I heard what they did to Varg in order to abduct you. Abduct me from Varg? Who is Varg? Well, you would not believe me if I told you the truth. I believed you when you said you were a witch. True. Forgive my assuming, Princess. I'm gonna dry throat. Let me drink some water. A lot of water. More water. I get quite thirsty just, you know, reading aloud like lines in a visual novel. I take a deep breath and look him in the eyes. Are Valya and Fritz the same person? Yes, in that they inhabit the same body. So Delora was telling the truth. But it was necessary. Fritz was not willing to follow some of my orders that ensured your safety. Varg, however, is obedient and a more capable bodyguard. I don't know about that. You know, nothing can be allowed to stand in the way of your safety, least of all the knight who is meant to protect you. Are you the one who cursed him? Yes. He said that without even batting an eye. My princess, you must believe me. Those in the Martian are only lying to you. trying to keep you away from your destiny. They are your enemies. How can you know that? I do not wish to bring up uncomfortable subjects, but you must be aware of the public's opinion of you. Sometimes, when I read the Fate Stay Night visual novel, anyway, I had time to drink some water, when there was like voice acted lines, but in like a silent visual novel with no voice acting, I have to read every single line, so I have to stop and drink some water. And it's not like not like it's a bad thing, I do like reading and everything. It's just that, I drink some water. Yes, they hate me for some reason, and they want Emmeline to be crown princess in my place. Sir Mythos nods, his expression solemn but flickering with sympathy. And the Martian people have cursed you, haven't they? Such a curse keeps you from your rightful place. He is right. I believe you've been cursed because they see you as a threat to their true goal. Their true goal? Perhaps they meant to teach you a lesson, so to speak, because they irrationally despise you. Such people cannot be trusted. They only seek to use you and hurt you for their own pleasure. Ironic? They will not probably do anything in their power to keep you from breaking your curse. I cannot let that happen. I failed my queen in this once. I shall not fail you. Could that be true? The Laura and Parfait are trying to balance the light and darkness in the kingdom, and the curse is meant to teach me. So could what Sir Mythos saying is really be true? What he says makes sense. Yeah, this is an obvious choice. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. We know what he wants from the other timelines, so... yeah, no. But it cannot be true. Right? I don't believe you. The people of the Martian are not... Would good people curse you, even knowing how much you would suffer as a consequence? If they truly cared about you, why would they curse you? Dolora might be the one who cursed me, but everyone else in the Martian doesn't seem to think anything of it. I do not know what to think. I know this is difficult to believe coming from me, so why not ask them, Princess? Ask the Martian traitors if they consider you a threat. Ask if they intend for you to suffer beneath the weight of your curse. You will learn that I have not lied. Technically, again. Oh wait, he's also telling the truth from his perspective, right? Because he does not trust the Martian in general, from his own point of view, he's telling the truth, but no. I go back to the Martian with dark thoughts swirling in my head. There you are. We were worried about you. All I've been doing is trying to get answers from Dolora. Why is it more difficult this time? Lucette, are you okay? Where's Parfait? Rumpel and Walter seeing to her. The others are all in bed. Is something wrong? What do I say? How could I possibly ask them? My throat is closing up. Did you know what would happen after you cursed me? Did you intend for me to suffer? Lucette, Did she? But Sir Mythos had been right. Anger rises up within me. Do you know how it felt to sleep out in the cold, without shoes, without food, not knowing if I would ever have a roof over my head again? Ironic, again, a lot of irony, as it turns out, because at least in another timeline, we do learn that Anise, suffered for the same fate, for her anyway, when she fired her, and everything. Do you know what it was like for my own father to look at me and not to see me as his daughter? I advance on Dolora and she shrinks back, pointedly looking away from me. You knew all of that was going to happen, and you cursed me. And you call yourself good. Princess, how could you? Lucette, I have my reasons, very important reasons. Is it because I'm a threat to you somehow? Yes, technically, yes. Laura's expression shows me that she's hiding something. She's been hiding something since the beginning. I wouldn't put it that way. Did you curse me to teach me some sort of twisted lesson? Actually, yes. I told you before that the wicked were taught to be good through curses. Everything I've done is to help you. Laura's face is pale. I can see the anxiety in her eyes, as well as the guilt. She does not need to say anything else. Laura cursed me to hurt me. If she had wanted to break it, she would have helped me, rather than just criticize my every move. All that she has exceeded in is keeping me from my birthright, and those at the Martian all agree with that sentiment. Lucette, I'm serious. I really just want to help you. Serious. When she has done nothing to help me, the answer is obvious. Laura does not want me to succeed. They are not different. They are the same. They're the same as everyone else. Sir Mythos was right. I cannot believe I trusted you. I thought everyone here was different. I thought you were different. But I was wrong. I turned to leave. Lucette, wait! I make my way back to where I was earlier, making sure no one has followed me. I see that Sir Mythos stands firmly in the same place. As I draw nearer, I notice that his expression is concerned, his eyes gentle. Are you alright? Take a moment to assess my feelings. There's anger, but also recognition. Okay, we've being played like a damn fiddle by Sir Mythos. Was I expecting him to be right all along? Rough night, huh? Rough night, huh? Where did Var come from? I'm afraid our princess has learned the true nature of her Martian friends. I do not have to speak with everyone to know. No one in that place has any reason to help me. It's naive to think that their kindness does not come with a price. Come, let us leave this place at once. Sir Mythos holds out his hand for me, but I do not take it. I then instinctively take a step back. Is something wrong? Where do you intend to take me? To your rightful place. I will take you back to the palace. How? No one there will believe you. And you knew who I was right from the beginning. Why did you not take me back to the palace earlier? I apologize for the delay. I was making preparations for your return. Preparations? You will find out soon enough. Can I really trust Sir Mythos? No? But, I mean, oh well. We have no choice, I guess. At this point, I'm not sure who am I supposed to trust anymore. I would rather stay with Fritz. My eyes fly to Varg, but I do not sense any of Fritz's warmth on his face. His lips slowly curl into a smile when he meets my gaze. The little princess knows, huh? Where's Fritz? Sleeping. Did I wake him up for you? I'm not in the mood for jokes, Varg. I want Fritz back. You won me, princess. You choose him over me? I can protect you better than he can. Smile becomes more malicious when he sees the irritation in my face. I will be safer under Fritz's care. Oh, will you now? Because I'm confident you'll be safer under mine. Varg, do not be disrespectful to the princess. Varg scoffs, but says nothing more when Sir Mythos turns to me. Princess, it is the utmost importance that you're kept safely away from the Martian, and the palace is the safest place I can think of. And also, your mother requires something of you. What is he talking about? Mother is dead. Tell me what it is. I cannot talk about this here. Once you return to the palace, I will tell you all that you need to know. Right now, I must return to the palace to make the final arrangements. Varg will escort you to Leverton so that you may gather your things. At dawn, come to the palace gates. I will ensure your entrance and the safety from there. Until tomorrow, princess. Sir Mythos bows to me, but does not even spare Varg a glance as he walks away. I turn to look at Varg, but it's still hard to believe that he and Fritz could possibly be the same person. His hair color, posture, and personality are all so different from Fritz. How could they be the same person? Do I have something on my face? I close the distance between us with a single step. Watch yourself, princess. I bite. You do not. Excuse you. Varg looks slightly shocked by my straightforwardness, which is surprising in and of itself. There's no reason for me to be afraid of you. If this is Sir Mythos' doing, then he won't let Varg hurt me. Mythos has a terrible habit of running his mouth, doesn't he? I ignore the flare of awareness in the pit of my stomach as I look closely at Varg's face. They are the same height and build, but that is not so strange. I lean in closer still so that I can look past the shape of his mask. His eyes. Okay, yeah, his eyes. Yeah, it is like golden, yellowish. His eyes are the same. They're Fritz's eyes. I can no longer deny everything Sir Mythos and Delora have told me. The man standing before me is both Fritz and a stranger, one of the people I thought I knew best, but now know nothing about. You are Fritz's curse, but I have not heard of a fairy tale that involves two people sharing one body. Yeah, you should really brush up on your fairy tales then. Varg's voice is suddenly lower, a low growl in his throat. I feel a shiver run down my spine. I try to run away, only to have my attempt thwarted by Varg, who stops me by reaching out to grab my arm. You cannot hurt me even if you wanted to. Fritz would never. Oh? But I'm not Fritz. Your sad little puppy knight might worship the ground you walk on. You might sit and beg for even a single scrap of your attention. But guess what? I'm not your dog. He abruptly releases me and turns swiftly on heels before walking away, footsteps smooth. For a moment there, I'm shocked. For a moment I stand there, shocked. How could he insult Fritz in such a manner if they're the same person? How could a curse change Fritz into someone like Varg? Again, anime split personality. Literally two different people. Defend him. Fritz is not a dog. Really now, how much do you know about your precious knight? I try to say something, but nothing comes out. It is true that I do not know much about him at all. You know nothing about him, so stop pretending you do. Varg continues to walk forward ever so slowly, but I remain rooted in place. Eventually, he whirls around and looks at me. Any day now, princess. I study his expression and body language. While his glaring might have made me nervous earlier, it does not faze me now. All this time I've been uneasy about you, even though it is your mission to keep me safe. If that's the case, why do you seek to frighten and overpower me at every turn? I raise my eyebrow at him, and take a confident step forward. This time it is Ver that shirks away from me. Does having to answer to Sir Mythos and Sir Alcaster chafe at you, Varg? If it does, perhaps you are more similar to Fritz than you think. Varg's hands clench over his cane as he glowers at me. You always talk about that idiot. You know how much sick I am of hearing about him? You want to know the truth, Lucette? You're wondering how two personalities can share the same body? Well, sure, magic was the catalyst, but the other part of the magic, well, that was all Fritz. What? You think Fritz is some great honorable knight? Well, if that was true, his intentions would need to be good to the core. And then you know what? I wouldn't exist. What is he suggesting? Can't make something from nothing. Some part of your precious Fritz became me, princess. There was already something dark and twisted in his soul. The curse just brought it to life, and now here I am. No, you're wrong. Fritz? Twisted and dark? I don't believe it. I think I know Fitzgerald a lot better than you do, Lucette. Don't think I act this way out of my free will, at least not completely. I have these compulsions. The spark in Varg's eyes is dangerous. His eyes suddenly seem out of focus as he stares at me, his gaze glassy. His expression suddenly twists, becoming something dark and anguished. He doubles over to the ground with a pained gasp. You're meant to be asleep. Whom is he talking to? I watch in horror as Varg's body is eclipsed by a slow-moving shadow. The darkness envelops his body, and all I can do is stare as his figure fades into a black silhouette. Is he evolving? It looks like it, but I guess he's just transforming back to his, his real self. Before I can decide whether to go to his side or not, the shadows tumble like a fallen cloak. I immediately recognize the man standing before me. Fritz. Princess, what are we doing here? You don't remember? Fritz places a hand on his head and cringes. I see him stumble slightly as he slowly rises. I'm not sure. I remember falling asleep. It was this distant pain that woke me up. And now I'm suddenly here with you. Varg's emotions somehow trigger Fritz into waking. I'm sorry, Princess. My mind's a little foggy. I don't understand what's going on right now. Fritz shakes his head before turning to look at me with a tired, faint smile. Perhaps I'll feel better once I get some rest. You're right. Let's go back. I feel tenseness come back to my body as I remember all the things that transpired at the Martian. The building is dim at night. It looks more like a place of shadows than anything else. I clench my hands into fists and try not to shake. They intended to hurt me. They wanted me to suffer. My heart hardened to something cold and sharp as ice. Their kindness was a lie. Mother taught me people were like this. I should have listened to her. I finally turned away from the Martian with conviction. I'm not to stay there. I must go back to where I belong. Okay. Flashback. Lucette, are you alright? Why wouldn't I be? Your personal maid left last night. Yes. Is it true that you caught her trying to steal one of your dolls? Why would I lie about that? I am sorry. Why? Because she betrayed your trust. Impossible. I did not trust her in the first place. But wasn't she with you for years? Yes. And you are not at all saddened by her change of heart. She saw the opening to take something from me and took it. I'm not surprised nor sad. It was to be expected. All people use others to take things that they want. Weird that the maid would just want her doll? I don't know about that.